Tinkercad has released a brand new feature I am calling Smart Shapes. I'm here to tell you all about it, so let's get cracking. This is Tinkercad.com. It is 100% free and it is the easiest place to learn computer aided design. Our designs are all stored to the cloud. We can make 3D designs, circuits, and code blocks. Today we're going to do a combo where we use 3D designs, but they're really based on code blocks. We can start by simply hitting Create New 3D Design. I like to start by naming projects. I'm going to call this Smart Shapes. And then I do want to highlight, if this is your first time using Tinkercad, you may want to check out my Day 1 playlist using the bit.ly over here. So a quick intro, Tinkercad works by using basic shapes. Stack them on top of each other and just make fantastic things in mere minutes. Now I'm going to throw these all away and I want to take you to the brand new Smart Shapes. As you can see, Tinkercad references them as code block shapes. I'm going to call them Smart Shapes. Let me show you why. When you bring this piece out, it has got variables that you can adjust to make it look however you want. Simply move the sliders and it adjusts almost instantly. Now this is even cooler because we can make our own. Watch this. If we go to your creations, this is one I made last week. When it comes in, it's called Even Circle. I can change the radius of the circle to whatever I want. I can change the height of the project, and then we can adjust the shape to make whatever we want. It's up to us to come up with it. Notice you can make shapes that are impossible, and you get that design. So we can also bring these out again and again and put in different numbers. Say I put 60, change it to 6 holes, set that radius to 15, and let's set the gap to 30. Notice I'm typing my numbers so I can be more precise this time and get a design that I might want. Of course, these are really just fun numbers. I'm showing you how it works. I'm going to grab these two. Let's click delete and go on to something new. I want to go back to the code blocks, or Smart Shapes as I call them. There's a dozen on the screen, and I'm going to challenge you to play with them on your own, and then let me know in the comments of this video which one you think is the coolest. Notice I can make this picket fence longer, I can change the spacing, we can nudge it real quickly. You can also do something like shift scale to make them more match the house that you're building or whatever you're playing with. I'm going to drag that to the back, and I want to bring out the window. This is one of my favorites. You can change the width, you can change the height, you can change the depth. Now let's make it so we can add the window to the house. Of course, this is solid, so we want it to be hollow. I've got a fancy way to do that. We're going to go back to basic shapes. We're going to bring out the sketch tool. I'm going to drop it here. I will remind you, whenever you visit the sketch tool, check out the sketch features. They are here to help you become more talented as a sketch artist. You can check them out at your leisure, watch the animations. Of course, when you're done, you can simply hit the X. If you prefer my tutorials, I've got a full playlist you can find right here. Now, before we build, we're going to simply hit Finish Sketch. What this allows me to do is to grab these two pieces. Choose L for a line. Make the house the boss. I'm going to choose center and I'm going to choose bottom. I want that to be right there. I'm also going to set this to front view, and we're going to simply double click on our sketch. If we zoom out, now we've got a real clear look at our project. I'm going to switch my nudge to 0.5, and I simply want to cut out 4 millimeters away. So there's the 4 millimeter mark in. I can double check and see it back this way. I'm going to just move straight up, and I'm going to tell you that if you hold shift, it follows that nice and easy, and we're just going to get close to that line. I don't need to be perfect. I'm going to go over here and zoom in. The scroll wheel lets me do that. Once again, find the spot that's close and click when you're happy. And then we're going to do the same thing over here. I will remind you, notice we came down 1 millimeter from that blue line. There's my 4 millimeters, easy to spot that. Simply come down to the bottom, once again straight, and connect the dots to finish. If you miss on a dot, you can click on it and you can nudge it to make it more perfect. You can also adjust entire lines if you do anything. Of course, you can do Control Z to undo. It looks like I missed on that by 1, so I'm going to just click on it and use the arrow keys to nudge it up. When we're happy, simply hit Finish Sketch. Look at it from an angle. You can see that matches really nice. I'm going to now use this handle to drag it back so it shows up close to that wall. And I'm going to drag this handle back. Notice if you make a mistake, just do Control Z to undo. Once again, drag it inside. Now I'll hit T for transparent, just so you can see what I'm doing here better. And we're going to select those and do L for align. The green one is the boss, and we want to choose center and center. Notice when you click them, they turn gray. Now if we look underneath, once again, if you make a mistake, do Control Z. We want to click on the blue one. There, I got it. And instead of it being a solid, we want it to be a hole. I'm going to make this one T for transparent, back to normal. And then if we select this all and do Control G to union group, we've just cut in the walls of our cute little house. All right, so we've got our walls and we've got our fun window. Are you ready for this? I can integrate it. Check out the hole cutout depth. I know that my walls are about 4, so I'm going to cut out 5. All right, let's place it on the house. If you simply hit C for cruise, we can grab this and drop it right where we want it. If you look at it from the side, it's lined up. We just need to nudge it back with the arrow keys. I'm going to get to where that seam cuts in. If we look underneath, we do need to make sure that it pokes out the backside, and it does. That was just dumb luck, but if you need to adjust it, of course, remember it is just the hole cutout depth. Now, if we select those 2 items, this is a bundle group. If we do Control G to union group, it is cut through and we can see inside. How cool is that? So, of course, step 2, let's reuse it. This time I'm going to cruise it right on the wall. I'm going to stay with the default measurements, but I'm going to do a hole cutout of 6. That way we make sure we get through the back wall. You can see it is still not sticking through there, so I'm going to nudge it back until it is. I can see the green on both sides. It's going to be setting inside. So let's change my depth to 2. There we've got it poking out. I'm going to ungroup this because groups of groups slow Tinkercad down. And let's see if this works the way I expect it to. We're going to select them all, 3 shapes, and Control G to union group. Bang! We've got a window that's essentially flush, but we can still see through it and see the other windows. How freaking cool is that? Of course, we have just barely touched on what's available. Just one other thing I want to show you. Bang! Stained glass. Absolutely awesome. So I'm going to wrap this up quick because I really want you guys to play and share your thoughts in the comments. Of course, I added the fences around my house. We could add doors. I would love to see one of us create a codeblocks door shape that works similar to that window shape, allow users to add parts to their house in just a few clicks. Once again, if you share this in the gallery, the codeblocks gallery, then everybody can take the skills I gave in the video that I'm sharing up above. You can turn it into a smart shape and bring it into the design editor. It's super fun. It's super fast. I will remind you as well, don't forget you can click more shapes and see the other items that are available. And of course, if you make your own using that tutorial, once again, shared above, they will be in the Your Creations location. If you make a fun codeblocks design, please tag it with the tag HLMT23. If you make it public, then we can all copy and tinker that codeblocks design and make it into our own smart shapes. We can even take them and make them more awesome. If you look up this house project, the next step in that is to build the walls into it. It's a super simple project. We just need somebody to take the time to get it going. I do want to quickly say thanks to the Tinkercad devs for giving us this opportunity. I think it's so cool for users to be able to work to make Tinkercad just a little bit better. I'm loving what I'm seeing so far, and I'm looking forward to what's ahead. I do quickly want to say thank you to everybody that supports me via YouTube memberships. Remember, there are 3 different levels of support starting as low as $5 a month. With any level of support, you get early access to videos. Also, make sure you pay attention for those members-only posts. A massive shout out as well to everybody that supports me via Patreon. Love how the group is growing. It has a fantastic free messaging area where you can ask questions, post designs, gain skills. Of course, you can learn more with the bit.ly up above or the link in the description. Finally, friends, I want to thank you for watching. Don't forget, every time you like, hype, share a video, add a comment down below, or click subscribe. You're helping HLModTech get just a little bigger, which absolutely makes my day. Friends, have a glorious day, and keep tinkering.